G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, you already know what I'm going to be talking about. We just had the biggest update in Fortnite competitive history. We have everything we need to know about Fortnite competitive going forward in 2021. And there are some big topics to talk about. The main one obviously going to be the fact that Epic has now removed the prize pool from console completely. There is no console prize pool at the moment right now. There is no console FNCS. The cash cups are also going to be PC and console together. So right now, console players aren't happy, but there's a lot we still need to talk about as well. We have the format being announced. We have all the dates, everything you need to know, as well as some huge new changes to the loot pool. We have shockwaves and riftfish getting completely vaulted and IO guards being taken out of the game. And I don't know about you, but that sounds amazing to me. In case you missed it and you don't know what I am talking about, Fortnite just made a massive blog post about everything that's going to be in Fortnite Competitive 2021. And I'm going to link it in the description down below if you want to read through it yourself, but I'm going to go through it now and I'm going to talk about all the massive points that you need to know. So, starting off, we have our 2021 FNCS goals. Our overall goal is to create better consistency throughout the year and tie the 2021 seasons together for a more cohesive experience. And we already knew this. We're going to have Trio FNCS for the whole year. So already it's tied together a lot better. We can continue storylines and we can keep going on one competitive game mode, so we can make the loot pool and everything work for that game mode, which again, I'm a big fan of. Now, they said for 2021, the pinnacle of Fortnite competitive FNCS will have $20 million in prizes compared to $17 million in 2020. So what they're saying there is that going forward, FNCS is the priority. It's not about putting a whole bunch of money on cash cups. It's about putting the money into FNCS, the pinnacle of competitive, which I agree with. Again, I think FNCS should be where the prize money falls. So $20 million compared to $17 million, that's already huge. But let's take a closer look. What is the actual format? So format adjustments. Now, this is the big one. Players will compete in a single cross-platform player pool. This allows players on multiple platforms to play together as teammates. There is going to be no console track for competitive in 2021. So there are going to be no console FNCSs. It's all going to be cross-platform. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. That's the big topic you guys want to hear about. So trust me, I will be mentioning that and I will be going in depth on that a little bit later, but I want to go through this in order. Weekly qualifiers will have an additional round to pare down to the final lobby more gradually. See details below. Again, I'm going to talk about all the format in more depth probably in another video because the entire format for FNCS has completely changed. It is so different and really exciting. There's different scoring formats based on how hard the tournaments are. So open rounds will be a lot less elimination heavy, so that doesn't encourage W keying. And then as you go through into the grand finals, where getting kills are going to be a lot more difficult, it incentivizes those kills more, which is great. But again, I'm probably going to make a whole video on that because the format is lengthy. There are pages of information I need to go through. So today we'll keep it pretty short and sweet. We'll keep it at just the main stuff, and then I'll make another video for that later. So once qualified to the semifinals, teams will be locked and not able to play in additional qualifiers. This means if a team directly qualifies to the semifinals in week 1, that team won't be able to influence week 2 or week 3 qualifiers. So what that means is if you play in the week 1 qualifiers and you qualify, you're not allowed to play in week 2 and 3 anymore, which is a change that some pros are happy about, some aren't. Obviously, pros are happy now that once you qualify from your drop spot, you can't just grief everyone else around you and try to ruin their tournaments to make sure you get that drop spot to yourself. You have to sit back, let someone else have a chance to qualify, and then potentially verse them in the grand final. So however you stand on that one, I'm kind of excited to see how it goes. I can see some issues with it as well. As a content creator, as someone who wants to compete, it's almost like qualifying in the first week now is a disadvantage, but even then it gives more people a chance to get through into the semifinals, and then in the semifinals, that's where you can stake your claim on a drop spot to push forward into the grand finals. Semi-finals and finals will be played out on separate weekends to better manage both player fatigue and tournament operations. I like this. I'm a content creator. You guys know me. I'm a caster as well. I mean, you might not know, but I am on the official broadcast. I do commentary for them, and when it's all on top of each other, it does get pretty hectic even for me, let alone the players. So spreading it out just means more content, more time to breathe, more time to get prepared. I'm all for that. It means there's going to be more content during FNCS, more viewing parties for me. I'm loving it. Now, all prizes have been shifted to the finals. Again, this update through and through, if you want to take one thing away, is competitive. The focus is on competitive. They're trying to make all the prize pool go onto FNCS, and they're going to try and make more of that prize pool go into the finals. You now don't get money for the qualifying weeks. You don't get money for semifinals. You only get money in the finals. This is huge. And again, I'm all for it. Let's reward those who are doing the best of the best if we're trying to make this a full competitive game. Now, this next part is all about consistency. Epic is really trying to reward teams that stick together, not during just one FNCS, which has always been an issue. People split after week one, do that annoying stuff. They're trying to make them continue throughout all the FNCSs. So they said the top 3 teams from each region's finals will auto-qualify for the next season FNCS finals. This is massive. So if you look at teams like Reverse 2K, Day and Miro, Centered Edgy Commandment, that both won or came first and second last FNCS, they'd be automatically qualified straight into the finals of the next one if that rule was in place. And that's where all the prize money is. That is massive amounts of insurance and security and really motivates teams to stick together. And that's not it. They said FNCS champions and other consistent top performers will earn the opportunity to be invited to the mid and end of year prize competitions. So it means that not only do you get consistency in the next FNCS, you have a chance to be invited to a tournament that other people won't be invited to if you play consistently with the same team. They're trying to get people to find a team and stick with them for the whole year. And the prize for this tournament is ridiculous. I'm not talking a little bit of money. I'm pretty sure it's projected to be about $8 million into those tournaments, not just FNCS as well. That is insane. Find a good team, stick with them. We have the schedule now as well, and again, I'm going to go into more detail on this in a video in the next few days where I break down exactly what each round is going to look like on those days. But all you need to know, Qualifier 1 is from Feb 4th to 7th, Qualifier 2 is from Feb 11th to 14th, Qualifier 3 is from Feb 18th to 21st. Then we have a bye week, so there's a week break where everyone gets to chill out, February 25th and 28th, which again is quite nice. Give people room to breathe, figure out what's going on, find their teams, find their drop spots. I'm really all for this. Then we get semi-finals March 5th to 7th, the reboot round for March 12th and 13th. If you don't remember how the reboot round works, that's going to be for the team that doesn't qualify out of semis to make up the final slot in grand finals for whoever wins the one game. I love this. I'm super excited for this. And then finals is March 12th to 14th. So we've got finals coming around the corner pretty damn soon. But again, I'm going to break down all of the format later in its own video. Let's talk about prize pool, because they've now announced the exact prize pool split for each FNCS. They said we plan to have 4 FNCS seasons in 2021, each with a $3 million prize pool for a total of $12 million in FNCS prizes for the year. The distribution across all regions for the $3 million prize pool is currently based on the most recent competitive participation and regional game population. Now, this is really hurting my region, but we'll get to that. We have provided a chart below and will continue to monitor and evaluate data before each season to make any necessary adjustments. So as maybe one region becomes more popular, as things shift, they will change the prize pool, because right now, as it stands, EU is getting the big chunk with $1.35 million. NA East gets $690,000, NA West $300,000, Brazil $300,000, Asia $150,000, Middle East $120,000, and OCE right down there with $90,000. And again, this is based on player pool size, and some people are happy with that, some people aren't. Obviously, OCE is my region. I don't like seeing a $90,000 prize pool, and a lot of people would argue that OCE has a pro scene that warrants a much bigger prize pool. Yeah, it's a small region. Yes, we don't have a lot of people playing, but that's because in the most recent tournaments, the prize pool was so low, a lot of people just didn't play because there was no point. But in the top 100 players, we really do have a solid roster. But again, I can't argue with simple statistics on player base. That seems like one of the most fair ways to do it. I'd love to see maybe like some kind of evaluation on how good the pro scene is in each region. But again, overall, it makes sense, and EU is getting a huge chunk like they rightfully deserve because of the huge player base. Same with NA East. Now, the big topic that everyone's going to want to talk about, in that there is no console prize pool. So that $20 million of FNCS is going to platforms combined. So again, you can win some if you're on console. If you're good enough, obviously you can still play, but a lot of people are very, very unhappy that they're not going to get their own console tournaments. Now, the community is pretty divided on this one. You guys know in all my videos, I've always talked about how I support a split prize pool, and if there is a split prize pool, they need to spread it more thin. It looks like Epic has stepped away from the split prize pool altogether. Now, to give you some insight, if you're an upset console player, I get it. I get why you're upset, and I know that I've heard a lot of arguments for it, but all Fortnite's gone for in this update is maximum competitiveness. They want to make this like a top tier esport that is truly competitive. The money is only in the grand finals and it's only for the best of the best. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, you still get a chance to play, but they're only paying out the best of the best. And honestly, I do support that as someone who supports competitive. I'd love to see console get a prize pool, but as Fortnite consolidates and makes their prize pool smaller, if they want competitive to survive, they really need to focus on the best of the best, keep the top tier pros around. You can still play the tournaments on any platform, you can still have fun, and most of the people complaining about this prize pool probably honestly wouldn't have got any console prizes anyway. I'm not flaming you, I'm just seeing about millions and millions of console people complaining, and it's impossible that most of them would have got prize pool even if there was a console split prize pool. So I just want to kind of get you guys to focus on, it's not all doom and gloom. This makes competitive look like it's going to be really solid. There's still going to be console only creator cups as well. They've specifically said there's going to be tournaments that only console can play in, because I do get, even outside of prize pool, you guys on console want tournaments to play against only console players, so it's more fair, so you can place and have a good time. I totally understand that, and hopefully there is something implemented like that, because at the moment on console, with Arena being platform, cross-platform, and now the tournaments, you really don't ever get a chance to verse only other console players to gauge your skill, so I do get that frustration as well. But I just wanted to try and get you guys to maybe change your thoughts on it, focus on how Fortnite's going forward just competitively, back to the good old days, like the skirmish days where they've really only paid out the best of the best, when competitive really did have so many more eyes on it. And that's the next big focus, the broadcast. Epic is stepping up the broadcast massively. There's going to be broadcasts in multiple languages across multiple regions, and they're really honing in on making this competitive and really focusing on the competitive aspect. The last thing in this competitive blog post was actually the big loot pool changes that are being made. I touched on them a little bit earlier. Fortnite has just announced the update is actually coming out tonight of me filming this, because I upload my videos the next day. So by the time this video comes out, the update will be live, but I don't want to rush and try and film a video now talking about the update when I haven't tried it yet. And I don't want to try and rush it out tonight in an hour and just make some random video for clickbait. I really want to release today's video, keep you guys up to date on everything going on that we know. And then tomorrow, I'm going to get another video out on the full update. I'll cover everything you need to know. New drop spots, new strategies, the new items, everything for you guys. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so you can get that one. If you made it this far in the video, please chuck a like on it. You obviously enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do you agree with all these changes? Are you happy with this update, or are you a bit upset as well? I really hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.